Supervisor Barger, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Let's begin with that. Your reaction to what just happened. Have you been in touch with Supervisor Kuehl, and what do you think of all this?
I haven't been in touch with her. Actually, I heard about it as I was driving into work. But, you know, I know Supervisor Kuehl, straightforward. She addressed what I think surrounds this. And so I'm just going to wait to see how it plays out. But I know Supervisor Kuehl, and she is a woman of integrity. So I'm confident that that is going to play out in her favor.
She did say that this was signed by a judge and said that the judge is a friend of the sheriff's. We all are aware of the contentious relationship between the Sheriff's Department and the Board of Supervisors. Any reaction to that?
No, I mean, obviously you have to have probable cause in order to get a search warrant signed. So again, you know, Roxy, I think we need to see how this plays out. It's disconcerting, obviously, because you do have a very contentious election right now for sheriff. And you have all 5 of the supervisors have endorsed the sheriff's opponent. And it makes me really question the timing on this. And quite frankly, you know, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, if the judge signed off on it, there had to be some probable cause. So we'll see how this plays out.
All right, thank you very much. We do appreciate you answering that. Let's move on to why we asked you to come on the show this morning. So eviction moratorium deadline, nothing new here, December 31st. What is new is the plan in the sense of how the county plans to reach out to let people know what they can do, what their options are. People are in a really, really tough spot.
They are. And I just want to make it clear that the board action yesterday was not to terminate it. It's already been in play. Effective December 31st, there no longer will be a county emergency tenant protection order in place. So what I want to do is begin the planning, because I don't want, come December 31st, people to say, I did not know. The reality is that we are coming out of this pandemic. I believe we are moving toward an endemic. We need to begin to go back to normal. After 2.5 years, the board is actually moving toward, and lifting this emergency protection at the end of the year is one more step toward doing that. We're hopefully seeing the COVID-19 pandemic in the rearview mirror and working with landlords. I think it's time for us to move on.
Some supervisors say these efforts should have begun much earlier. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. Believe me, I've been pushing for a year. When the board took action to extend the moratorium, I voted against it, because I do believe that we need to begin to move this process toward addressing the fact that there are tenant protections in place. So we're not going to do away with that. I mean, we're not landlords are not going to be able to double rent. There's a ceiling of how much a landlord can increase people's rent, up to 8% or the CPI. So there are going to be in place both state and county protections, but it's time for renters to pay their rent, and for landlords to actually be able to collect on people that are living in those units.
Some fellow supervisors say it would be better to phase out the moratorium rather than strip all of these rental protections all at once. It's just too much. Let's listen, and then we'll let you respond on the other side.
What this motion does is not simply to end the forgiveness of rent or the putting forward into the future of rent for our tenants. It does away with all of the tenant protections that we adopted that apply across the county at the moment.
Your response?
So my response was, I think there were some inaccuracies, because I think at one point Supervisor Kuehl did mention the fact that it was for landlords being able to double rent for people living in the units. Not the case. So what I asked for yesterday, and we're going to get, is what tenant protections will remain in place. Obviously, between the state and the county, there are protections, and I would argue, and I think landlords would argue, that the protections go more toward a tenant's rights than they do the landlord's rights. And I think that we have to have that balance. We have to recognize that there are landlords that may try to take advantage of a tenant and the vulnerability. And our goal is not to put more people on the street. So we want to make sure that the protections in place do not victimize tenants, but at the same time, protect our landlords as well. And so we're going to be putting in play what rights are still in place. So I feel that was an inaccurate statement.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. Supervisor Barger, always appreciate you coming on. Great to see you.
Thank you. Have a great day.